This week's Extra Life on F5 Live Refreshing Technology is proudly powered by EXA. EXA brings the latest technology to gamers, offering the most immersive products for the ultimate gaming experience. They've compiled the best elements of cutting-edge ENC tech, the latest in Bluetooth 5.0 and 7.1 surround, plus extra features into their headsets so everyone can enjoy a sensational gaming experience. And they've got headsets for Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and PC. Plus, they won't break the bank. Learn more about the headsets that are available and any current promotions by going to f5live.tv/exa. We don't often talk about the individual release of a particular game title, unless there's something specifically noteworthy. This week, we have one that's specifically noteworthy. Sony recently released the game Concord, which is a 5v5 hero shooter. It's a genre that there's a lot of entries in right now. Overwatch and the like, right? The thing that makes this one notable is not the game, because it's not. Or the genre that it's in, because it's not a credit field. It's the fact that, seemingly, nobody is playing. Now, when I say nobody is playing, it could be hyperbole, right? I'm known for some hyperbole. In this case, that's not what I mean. I mean that on opening day of this game, the Steam charts showed a peak of 697 players. Yes.
Wow.
697 players. No. Nope. That's like the population of my block. You know, I mean, that's a very small number of people. Comparable to a game called Slime Rancher 2, which is an indie game from a publisher called Monomi Park, released 2 years ago, and today had 714 players on Steam. And its launch week, they peaked at 21,000 players. And this is a nothing game. Now, it's important to keep in mind, this is a Sony title, so there's going to be a lot more players on PS5 than there are going to be on Steam. However, comparable to other Sony first-party title launches, this is also wickedly down by 95%, I think is the number. It's ridiculous. Now, let's talk about on PS5. On PlayStation 5, a Sony first-party title clocked in at number 147 in the US with 0.2% of PS5 players having touched the game. Now, why are we talking about this? Games fail all the time. Indie games come out, small studios release things, little companies don't know how to market, don't know how to get anybody's attention. Sometimes gameplay is weird. Right? We see that happen all the time. Why is this important? Because it's a Sony first-party title. And they can't even get Sony fans to play it. Why is that? First, Sony has marketed it very poorly. I own several PS5s at Forge. I've seen nothing about this. I really haven't heard from them about it, either on the media or on the professional gaming side. So marketing has been not great. But also, the game's not that great. It's not interesting. It's not that it's a bad game. It's just not interesting. It's a 5v5 hero shooter, of which there are many. Hero shooters are a dime a dozen these days. I probably get pitched a dozen of them a week for game reviews. There's simply too many of them, and this one doesn't do anything special. Avram, we've talked about this across a variety of industries. If you're new and trying to get into a crowded market, you have to separate yourself. When Peacock came out, when Disney Plus came out, we said, if they're going to compete in a crowded streaming market, you have to differentiate yourself. They did manage to do that. Sony, however, didn't manage to differentiate this game. It's just another hero shooter, according to everybody who's touched it, which is not great coming out this far after the hero shooter genre has pretty well solidified itself. It seems like a weird move to me, just like all around.
Yes. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, they're not standing out in the marketplace, so it's a fail. A lot of companies, it's a, release Me Too products,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a Me Too game,
Yeah.
right? And it's coming out at a time when there are other games that people that are capturing the public's imagination. Uh, so so it's not a good time for
Yeah.
it's not a good time for boring, right? It's
Yeah.
not a good time for boring. Star Wars Outlaws is coming out. I believe, is it already out or is it coming out this week?
I think it's
And
coming out
then
on Tuesday.
what's that game that's super popular right now?
Um, that's not enough.
I remember the new one that just launched on PC that everybody is playing. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. Um, it
Oh no, it came out.
is.
It came out on Friday. Outlaws did.
Trying to remember. Um, game that everybody is playing right. Oh, Wukong. Wukong is the game everyone's playing that is getting a lot of attention. Black Myth Wukong.
Mm. Okay. Spell it for
Um,
me.
Wukong.
Got it. Got it.
So what does Steam say about that? It's about how many people are playing it.
I'll tell you in just a second.
Launched August 19th. So I don't know. I'm
Let's
on
see.
Steam's website and I don't know where to see what the amount of players is.
You can't get it directly from Steam.
Oh, okay.
So, uh, right this second, 275,798, 30-day average, just south of a million.
Right. So big difference,
Con-
right?
Concurrent, which is an important statistic. Concurrent. People playing at the same time. Not people playing
Right.
in a day, not unique
Right.
players. People playing
Right.
at the same time.
Right. So that's doing pretty well as opposed to Concord.
2.4 was the peak,
Right.
as opposed to 697.
Yeah.
2,406,967 players was the peak for Black Myth Wukong. 697
Yes.
was the peak for Concord.
Yes. So you get what I'm trying to say.
several levels of magnitude.
Yeah. Yeah. No joke.
Yeah, yeah. There's four zeros missing there. Uh, you know,
Yep.
it's
Yep.
not great
So
for a first party Sony title, even on Sony's own platform. 0.2% of players have opened it. That
yeah.
yikes, yikes.
Yeah. It's really
So
bad.
analysts are saying basically what I'm saying with a little bit more. It's a crowded market, it's an uninteresting game, and it's too expensive for what it is. Um, if I remember correctly, on Steam it was going for 40, and players are like, "No, for a for an Overwatch clone, I think I'm okay. We're good." Um, I have legitimately, oh, um, I have legitimately tried to find anybody streaming this thing, and it just, I mean, generally it doesn't exist. It's fascinating, because I can find people streaming, the first Portal game, and that game is older than half the people that come into our gaming center. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people are actively playing that, and yet this thing's been
Yep.
out a couple of days and nothing.
Yep. Not a good sign. Not a good sign for them.
Just as a note,
Uh,
right now, right this second, the original Portal game, which came out in when, what, 15 years ago or something like that. Right this second, there are 444 players playing the first one on Steam,
right. Uh,
and there are currently 97 people playing Concord. That's been out for like a week. So not great for Sony. Um, hopefully, what this means is big budget copycats may slow down. We might actually start seeing some innovation in gaming, or at least some less cloning. I don't even need the innovation, because sometimes innovation fails. We were all there for Mirror's Edge, but um, maybe we just won't see so many, high profile, big budget clones. If you're gonna build something, mean it. Because if you don't mean it,
so
if you're just trying to enter a space because everybody else is there, eh.
so if I were to put in a pitch here for a game that I think people should play that just came out, is available for PC and other platforms. As I have been playing it with my son on on Switch, but it's also available on Steam for Windows. Cat Quest 3 has a had a 2,603 peak when it came out, I guess, but right now only 138 players concurrently. Uh, but
That's still
uh,
more.
that's still more than this, though, right? Uh, uh, yeah. So uh, really, really fun game. We played Cat Quest 1 and 2. Uh, three is uh, 3 is just the next uh, continuation of. Although now you can ride boats around and stuff and be a pirate. It's like an
Cat
adventure game, sort of like
cab
what?
like taxi cab.
No, cat,
Cat
like the
meow.
pet.
Okay.
Yeah, Cat Quest. So it's like the fact that you're a cat is kind of not that important. Um, I mean, it is, but it's a it's sort of it's like a dungeon crawler open world adventure game where you can play co-op and you have to go on quests and things like that. So It just has anthropomorphic cats. But it's I don't know, really fun game, and we had played 1 and 2, beaten 1 and 2. So and it is doing better than Sony. And you know what? Because they have somewhat of a unique hook here. It's
Mm-hmm.
a 2.5D like adventure game, and you're a cat. So
See, you've got to differentiate yourself, or people are simply
yeah,
not going to care. That's what it comes down
yeah,
to. Just trying to clone something because it's out there and it's popular is not going to cut it anymore. I think that is what should be taken away from this. It's not what's going to be
yeah,
taken away from this. Because Sony's not going to learn
yeah.
anything from this, I don't think. But hopefully somebody will, and maybe we'll see less pointless clones. Hello, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of F5 Live Refreshing Technology. If you did, please subscribe to the channel down below, and of course hit the notification bell, because we know that subscriptions don't mean much on YouTube anymore. If you've got topics that you'd like us to talk about in the future, please comment them down below. And if you'd like to not follow us on YouTube, there's lots of ways that you can follow along with our content by going to plughitslive.com/subscribe. There you'll see all of our shows and all of the ways that you can watch, listen, and follow along.